Well, good day. This is Paul Romero with the Swiss Gold Global, independent business owner, network marketing training number 154. Completely out of sorts this morning because we had a real estate monkey wrench thrown into the ball game this morning that has just kind of thrown off the whole. I'm sorry. See, I'm saying morning and everything. Everything's off here today. Barely making this thing in time. Anyway, regardless of all that, forget all that. You don't care about all that. This is Swiss Gold Global Network Marketing Training. This is Wednesday. This is the, what is today? July 1st. First day of the second half of 2015. July 1st. That's a big milestone because, excuse me, most people don't really look at the fact that today signifies one half of 2015 over and done with. And you know what? When you're not looking at it that way, and you're not taking this day to pretty much say, okay, here we are halfway through this year. What have I accomplished? Where am I now? Where was I 6 months ago? And where am I going to be 6 months from now? This is a great milestone for measuring that. And if you don't take this day to do that, or maybe not this day, but maybe this is the 4th of July weekend. It happens to be on a Saturday this year. We have Friday is free. Everybody's off work on Friday. Instead of getting out there and wasting your Friday, maybe Friday's a good day to spend some time and sit down and say, okay, let's review and let's project. Review and project. What happened so far? Where are we at? What's going to happen coming up? Where do we want to be? And then, if not Friday, maybe you got big plans for Friday evening, Saturday. Well, you're going to be home. Usually you cut it out a little bit short, cut it a little early, take off at 1 o'clock, noon, 11 a.m., something like that on Sunday. Get home, give yourself a few hours to spend some time to make this analysis, because you know what you've done so far this year is going to be the same as what you do for the second half of the year, unless you make some analysis on that and check things out and say, okay, I've done this, but I want to do more. So what do I have to do? A lot of people will not do that, and they will not end up getting anything more. And 2016 will end up rolling around, and guess what? The beginning of 2016 looks like pretty much the beginning of 2015. So life changes very, very little unless you make the efforts to change it, and unless you look at and track what you're doing, make adjustments and changes to get things going in a better direction. So just want to say happy second half of 2015. Let's get this thing rolling. Let's get this thing on track. Let's get your organization growing and building, so that by the beginning of 2016, you can look back and go, what a difference from the beginning of 2015 until now. We've talked about in the Own Your Life book, this guy right here, we've talked about in here that, there's pretty much a 6-month plan. So even if you haven't done anything yet, it's okay. It's not too late. You've got 6 months left. Get going now. Get into this book. Start reading this book day in and day out. Put an hour a day into that thing. Put an hour a day into going around and learning the stuff on this website and getting more education from this website, and put an hour a day into talking to people. Now, an hour a day into talking to people, that doesn't mean you have to take one separate hour and sit down like the other two. I mean, if you're going to sit down and read this book for an hour, you pretty much have to shut everything else off. That's an hour out of your life you got to spend reading this book. And maybe you don't have that much time, but maybe you take 1 hour out of your entire day and you put half an hour towards this and a half an hour into the website, and get some of the information out of the website. whatever it is that you need to, whatever amount of time that you can put into this, you got to start putting it into it. I've been looking around in the website, watching a couple of training videos last night, and it's powerful stuff. And the thing is you just need to continue putting this stuff in here over and over again. It may not be clicking at first. You might not be getting nothing done. You might not be sponsoring anybody yet. You may not have even opened your mouth about this and said to anybody that you wasted $200 on this program, but you haven't wasted it yet. Okay, that's why you haven't said that. But why you spent $200 to get involved with this program, and because you're still in that, I'm just unsure. I don't know enough. I don't know how to talk to people about this because I don't know enough about it. Well, if that's where you're at, get to know more about it. Spend that hour one day, 1 hour a day when you get home from work, instead of sitting in front of the TV between 8 and 9 o'clock. Take that hour and say, hey, sorry guys, I gotta go to work for an hour. Go in the other room where you can't hear the TV, because trust me, that TV is a huge distraction. I can't tell you how many times I'm in the middle of doing something and my roommate will come home and turn on the television, and what I'm doing just stops cold, because that just sucks all your attention away from what you're doing. There's no focus. There's absolutely no focus that can take place when that television is on. It's ridiculous. I can't believe how crazy that is, but it's true. So go in the other room, go outside, go where you can put your mind into what you're doing, and not be distracted by that television set. And then put an hour a day in. That's all you need to do. Put 1 hour a day in and just start putting this knowledge and information inside here over and over and over and over and over again. And eventually it's gonna start clicking. And all of a sudden you're gonna notice, whoa, I just had that conversation with Joe, and that just came out. I didn't even think about it. It just came out, and he was interested. So that's kind of how it works. And so the 6-month plan is, if you can get going right away, your 6-month plan can happen that you're actually got a nice little bit of income coming into you after just 6 months of work. But some of you, I get it. Some of you just don't have that in you to get out there and do it. And you know what? It's tough. It was tough for me at first too, which is how I know. Trust me. So getting out there and just getting this information into your head until you get enough of it in there to where all of a sudden your mind says, okay, you're now good to go. You can now start talking about this. Maybe that in itself is going to take the next 6 months. I don't know. Hopefully not. Hopefully, it only takes you maybe 3 months, and you can at least get going on doing the program and sponsoring people and building your net worth and your passive income. So whatever level you're at, if you can get started, get started. If you can't get started, get educated. If you can't get educated, you're in trouble. Anybody can get educated, okay? All you have to do is put your mind to it. All you have to do is tell yourself, I want this information. I want to know what this information is, and I'm going to go and listen to this information. I'm going to absorb this information. I'm going to take this information in. I'm going to process this information, and I'm going to see what this information is going to do for me. And that's all you got to do. Just make up your mind that you're going to do it, and do it. And the more you do it, the more you get going in it, the more you'll be making your way towards what it is that you want out of this business. So with that in mind, we're going to get into the website here a little bit. Let's see here. What's going on? Why isn't there? Hang on a second. Technical difficulties. Oh, that's why. Okay. Back over here. I'm not still not the most slickest Google Hangout navigator that there is around here. So bear with me. All right, here we go. Screen share. Here we are. Look at this on the home page. I always like starting on the home page here because if you look today, quite a busy day. Right after these hangouts, right after this hangout, you got a half an hour to get yourself a little bit of breakfast or something, get yourself dressed or whatever it is, and then look, own your life with Don Fela. Very good, probably, I'm going to guess, well, it says right there, a 30-minute live interview with network marketing professional and mentor Don Fela. And obviously based around Own Your Life, the 45-second presentation, what we study every new op day here. So this is going to be awesome. You should probably check it out if you have 30 minutes to spare. Then you go down here and we look at 11 p.m. tonight. Well, actually, let's skip this right here at 10 a.m. Almost, another half-hour break. So you get a half hour from us. Then you go get Don Fela. You get another half-hour break, and then at 10 o'clock we have Sandy Gallagher from the Proctor Gallagher Institute, which is based around the You Were Born Rich program. So this is awesome. And then up here you have Bob Proctor's Success Puzzle, Progressive Action. You know, this success puzzle is a great, it's a great inspirational, I almost said motivational, it's a great inspirational self-help package to get your mindset into the mode of helping you to do what I said this morning, and that's to, choose to make a decision to want to educate yourself, or to choose to make a decision to get out there and start working this business. Trust me when I tell you, your mind, just like my mind, just like everybody else's mind, it's been conditioned over the years, over the centuries, quite honestly. We are all we are all developed really by our mind and what we think, and the influences that have been put upon our minds, which is kind of why we're all individual, because we've all had different unique experiences, people in our lives, all that thing, different influences, which has come into our minds. So that different information is what processes us into different human beings. But the way that the mind works, the functionality of the mind, the 1 + 1 = 2 of the mind, the A, B, C, D, and E of the mind, that's the same for everyone. Okay, so your mind works no different than mine does. Your mind is working the same way that my mind is working. The only difference is that the data that's been put into your mind is different than the data that's been put into my mind. Does that make sense to you? So what your mind has processed out on the other end is different from what my mind has processed out on the other end. But how they got from the data being input to what comes out on the other end, exactly the same way, works the same way. That's where this success puzzle comes in. That's where a lot of things that we talk about a lot of times on Fridays is, reading some books like Think and Grow Rich, the Magic of Thinking Big, The Law of Success in 16 Lessons, Dale Carnegie's How to Win Friends and Influence People, Jeffrey Gitomer's Sales Bible. I mean, all these different kinds of books. These things are all about you putting new data into your mind so that what comes out on the other end is going to be what you want to see. Does that make sense to you? If I could, put this into computer language instead of farmer language, farmer language says if you plant apple seeds, eventually you're going to grow apple trees, which eventually is going to give you apples. Computer language pretty much says if you put, data package A into the machine, eventually it's going to produce data package B, which is going to give you it's going to give you data package BA, which which is then going to produce result A. change the data package, the information that's going into your mind. That's what it's all about. So with that, some very great things coming up here today. I want to go into this morning. I'm going to go into the business center. We've pretty much hit precious metals pretty hard. We've gotten onto that. The real wealth revolution, we touched on that before. We're still coming back to that. But it's really just, there's a video there, but we're going to talk about that eventually. The education store, we've talked about all the stuff that you can buy in there. Your subscriptions, things that you have set up. In your business center here now, we're going to talk about, once again, my communication center, talking with your people, my business, and my commissions and bonuses, the money that you have coming in from your business. This is different from when you saw there when we buy precious metals. When you buy your precious metals, that's different over there. This is the actual money coming into your business from you doing your business. Okay, your team genealogy, this is your team. This is your people. And this is who you're communicating with. This is who you have. This is how you talk to them. Your dashboard, all about getting set up. I wanted to get over here real quick, run through getting started. I want to go down here. We have the quick start training with Claudia. Very good. You should see that. The short presentation on paper, obviously something that you could do with people on paper. The product presentation that you have here, the opportunity presentation that you have here. Understand how your business works, okay? The Own Your Life Plan. This is the PDF form and the MP3 version of the Own Your Life Plan book, the 45-second presentation that we are studying on New Op Days. And throughout the book and throughout the program, it talks about having people read the first 4 chapters of the book. And you can either give them the book or you can send them to the Own Your Life Plan website. You can send them a link to the Own Your Life Plan website, and there is the first 4 chapters. Or right here, you can directly send them either an audio MP3.
Hello and welcome.
Which if I click onto that, you see,
I'm the founder and CEO of Swiss Gold Global.
Starts right into it. You can download that. You can send them a link to that, or you can download the PDF version right here. And here is the whole first 4 chapters. Boom, boom, boom. And you can directly send them the PDF. So I just wanted to point that out, that you have that right here. The first 4 chapters of the book are right there. You can download those 2 pieces so that you can send that right over to the people who you're sponsoring. And so these are a couple of different presentations that'll help you to get started in talking to folks. Now, the other thing, I wanted to go back in here to my business center, because back over to the trainings and resources. There's a lot of stuff in here that we need to start covering. And we're looking at, although we've been lagging on it a little bit, but we're going to get better at it. We're looking at this social media, incorporating this into our Freedom Friday, Facebook Friday trainings here. So we're looking at that. The affiliate training and action plan. You have a nice little video here to get you going. Don Fela, Own Your Life recordings. These are obviously, that's Don talking about different sections of the book. The Association of Network Marketing, the tools and resources. I'm going to open this up real quick just to show you an overview of what's in here. Okay. The documentation here. This is sort of mostly about you getting your business set up with Swiss Gold Global. So you have, your terms of use, your independent business affiliate policies and procedures. These 2 things right here, you don't need to know anything about those, honestly, to go out there and start sponsoring people. But once you start working in this business, you're going to want to go through here and see, okay, what is it exactly that I'm involved in? How exactly is this thing laid out? There's not going to be any surprises in there. There's not going to be nothing that's going to piss you off or upset you or make you want to quit. But you're going to want to know this stuff. So eventually, somewhere down the road, maybe a month, maybe 2 months, 3 months for some people, you're going to want to go in here and read these. Your storage vault, your refund policy. This is about, where and how to store your stuff, how to get your money back if you decide to quit, things like that. Your letter of wishes. This is your beneficiary. This is like your what do you call those things? Your will. Should anything happen to you, this tells you what's This tells people what's going on. This tells Swiss Gold Global what's going on and how to handle your account, who it goes to, et cetera, and so on. And then the bank transfer forms, this is obviously for, getting your monies, transferring your monies back and forth. These presentation tools over here, the Prezi, the PowerPoint, the Real Wealth Revolution, Prezi, here's your business cards, here's your company logos, these roll-ups, these are things that you can get for making stands, for doing presentations. These are all helpful tools that you might want to look into for, doing group presentations and whatnot. These video presentations down here, most of these are all the videos that are scattered about throughout the website. If you look here, you'll see the quick start training. We just showed you where that one was over there. The short presentation, the drawing, that one's over there as well too. Most of these are scattered out throughout the website, but these are things that you can obviously download, and you can send links directly to your people if you choose to help you with getting people signed up. So I just wanted to show you what was in here real quick. And then I'm going to go back over to, we just got a minute or two left here, but I'm going to go back into trainings and resources. And I'm going to go down here to the Association of Network Marketing Professionals. This is some videos of different people, and these are just live stage presentations of people presenting about network marketing. I fell asleep during it last night, but I was watching Lisa Grossman's, and these are real good inspirational. I mean, at least this one is. I don't know exactly what the rest of these guys talk about yet. I haven't seen them myself, but Lisa Grossman's anyway is a real good inspirational deal, because it's all about her story. And part of this whole thing here is your story. What are you going to be telling people? Well, you got to start with where did you come from? What is your background? What struggles have you had to overcome? You're here now, starting this business. Okay, great. Let's make it a success so that you can now put the challenge to, hey, I came from this, I had all this going on, and yet I was able to achieve this. That's the whole idea. And Lisa Grossman's story is very interesting because, just to cut to the short here, she very successful in a family-owned business, got into network marketing, sort of failed at it, but put her mind to the fact that, okay, you know what? I'm not going to go out of this a failure. I'm going to make it a success, and then I'll just quit because I don't have time for this. I've got to go back to my family business, which she did, became successful at it, left it behind, went back to the family business, which then got in some trouble, which actually landed her in prison for 12 months. Coming out of prison, now a felon, and what am I going to do now? Family business is defunct, and now I'm a marked felon. What the heck do I do now? And she came back to network marketing, turned it into a great success. Huge inspirational story. I mean, that's the power behind what network marketing can do for anybody. It doesn't matter where you come from. It doesn't matter what's happened to you. It doesn't matter who you are. It's putting your mind to getting it done and going out there and doing it. So these are real. I mean, I'm imagining Paula Pritchard, Steve Taubman, Todd Falcone, and Donna Johnson are all giving sort of a similar sort of a presentation. I might be wrong. I don't know. But this is Lisa Grossman's at least is a very inspirational, something to get you off your butt and going. So with that, everybody, let me come back. What's going on here? Oh, okay. See, I am, there we go. Let me stop my screen share, come back online here, and let you know that I'm glad you all enjoyed the show, and I hope you got some real good information out of this. And we're going to end this with the Napoleon Hill prayer, which goes, "O universe, I ask not for more riches, but for more wisdom, with which to make better use of the riches given to me at birth, consisting of the power to control and direct my own mind to whatever end I might desire." Everybody go out and make it a great day. We'll see you back here on Freedom Friday, and maybe we'll be back into some Facebook. Not sure, but hopefully we will. We'll see. All right, everybody. Bye now.